It's 5 a.m. on the East Coast. Mr. John Upton is just taking his seat. And good morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Right, I'm going to bring John onto the show. And Tish is saying good morning too. And this is Loving for Britain, episode 141. And it's over to you, John.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Well, the sun's shining here. A shock to the system because we haven't had any sun for quite a few days. Lots of rain.
Yep.
What about up in Aberdeen?
The sun's shining here too. Yeah.
Down in Wiltshire? Oh, Stephen's gone.
Yeah, he's
right,
on a video call.
So
it's me and you.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's back again. I was
Peter.
inquiring whether the sun was shining in Wiltshire.
Peter's just explained the show is yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is John going to be able to move things around?
Nope.
No. So what would do if somebody comes in? Are you still going to be in the background?
Yeah, I'll be in the background.
Okay. That's fine. Okay. Right. So where will we start, John?
Good morning, Scotland.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, I think we would just start with a Scottish theme, and that's Alex Salmond's resigning. What's your thoughts on that? Okay.
I think he served his country very well, but like loads of people, he's being backstabbed now, and I think it'll turn into a Cliff Richard situation.
Why do you think he's being backstabbed?
Politics, you know.
Yeah.
These people have had ample opportunities to step out and make their accusations for God knows how many years, and now they're doing it. You know, why now?
Because the time is now right for these sort of things to step forward.
Thank you. Well, I mean, we don't see much of Mr. Salmond. We didn't see much of Mr. Salmond when he was in charge up there.
Yeah.
Because Scottish affairs are sort of odd, you know, that's the way they're viewed down here. A bit like trying to pay in a shop or a bar with a Scottish note, you know.
Yeah.
It might be legal tender, but people get very wary.
Yeah.
What can I say other than
but
he would seem to do a good job for us before the dwarf got in, you know. What more can I say?
Yeah. But it looks as though there's been some sort of double standards with the party that, I mean, funnily enough, they're both in my area. Alex Salmond, and there was a chap called McDonald, right? Now, he was writing text to a woman that was seen as sexual in their way, and he was immediately suspended from the party. In fact, he's out of the party now, he's an independent. And there was two other women, they had discrepancies with what they'd done in life, involving money and things. They were immediately suspended. But the problem is just now, Alex Salmond doesn't have a role within the SNP because...
In the SNP anymore, is he?
Well, he was a member until he resigned, yeah? That's probably better than getting shoved. Yeah. Right. You talk. You keep on talking while I do this.
Oh, I don't know what he's going to do now.
Yeah. I'm just giving a number to somebody. That's all.
We tell everybody.
Yeah.
The person can get lots of calls. Eh?
Yeah. Just passing a number.
So, Scottish politics are in turmoil, are they?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, the unionists and thing will just be loving it. Fraser Ramsey will be loving it.
Fraser Ramsey. I saw him in the gym last night, and I thought, God, if ever there was a candidate for a heart attack in the next 15 minutes, it's like it.
Yeah.
It was bucketing out of him.
Yeah, he's on the John Gaunt diet. No, John Gaunt, or a right-wing political commentator that he follows, and he's doing the same diet as him because he's got diabetes and he's lost a lot of weight with it, but it's quite controversial, the diet, you know. People like it, people don't. But no, so Scottish politics is, we never thought that this would happen to Alex Salmond, who was the leader for such a long time. But the reason saying the time is now right, people have had to hold back on their feelings for a long time, and they're now coming out with what's happened to them. And it could have been as simple as somebody saying, see, when this person was here, did they touch you and you felt it inappropriate? And they would say, they done that to me too. Yeah, no. Did you ever report it? Well, I did mention it, but no one done anything about it. And I think, just like Savile, people mentioned it, and people were thwarted with it. They were basically told to shut up about it. And this is what's happening these days. Hello, Fernando. Can you hear the sound, Fernando? Right, anyway. And so there you go. So that's just my opinion of what's happening. But it's a coup for some. He's resigned before he could be suspended, because he might have been suspended. So he's done, to save the party any embarrassment, he's resigned by the looks of it.
Well, let's hope he gets found not guilty, because he's put a lot into your country, hasn't he?
Some would say that.
Oh, I know, you're a bloody conservative.
So,
regardless of faith, yes,
yeah.
He has made an effort on Scotland's behalf, and he must have done some good things. Otherwise, he would have stayed as long.
So much so that he got voted out from the fishermen, from a fishing area. You see, hey, so why don't we speak about the clan wars? What do you think of that?
The clan wars off the French coast.
Yeah.
Involving a Scottish boat.
It's from Peterhead.
Went out.
Right, so basically this is what happens. I was reading it because it's a Peterhead boat, which is my area. And they went over, according to EU laws, and they can go on and fish for clams within the 6 mile limit, I think it is, of France. The French are not allowed to at this time of year, but the British are. So they're coming over and they're doing it. But what I was finding out was some fish that we've got in Britain, we're only allowed to fish 8% of it. 8%. And the European Union is allowed to fish 92% of it. So what they're doing, the British were saying, well, this is the EU law. I'm going to come in and I'm going to take the clams in this area, as I've got right. But the French don't like it. So they've come out and they've basically done everything apart from really try to sink the boat. Yeah. And the British have retaliated as well. And I was listening to a guy, a policeman, who's actually he's a captain of a yacht and things. And under maritime law, if your boat is attacked in any way and threatens your crew in your boat, you have the right to fight back. Because basically they were throwing oil in it, they were throwing pyrotechnics. So either the French Navy get involved or our British Navy will have to get involved. And they don't like it. And this is what's happening. It's come home to roost now. They know that there won't be. So that's the situation. What's your thought on that?
I haven't got any, if I'm honest.
Wow. I can't believe that.
To be honest, yeah, the British boat might be in the right, but you're in French territorial waters.
No, you're in Europe.
Isn't it?
No, not at all. It's European. If the French come over and fish in our waters, do we attack them? No.
Okay, well, we better get a boat full of rotten tomatoes and
There you
start.
go. You've had your 8% Britain. You're not allowed to fish anymore. You can watch the rest of them come in and fish the 92% of your waters. Now you see why the people of Banff and Buchan voted salmon out, because they want their own fishing rights back. Here endeth the lesson.
Hey. Calm down. Calm down.
I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to the people that are listening, all one of them. So there you go. That's the EU, folks. The French love it when it's in theirs, but they don't like it when it's not in theirs. You know? Great. Okay, what subject do you want to pick next then?
Well, we could talk about what's going on around here.
Right.
Well, I live in what's regarded as one of the best places to live in England, Solihull.
Yes.
Almost comes in the top 4 or 5. Yeah, whenever they do a survey of best place to live.
Yeah.
We've had 3 murders in the last couple of weeks.
That's right.
Here.
Yeah.
One bloke was rammed by a Golf. And he was hit so hard he went over the fence. And when the emergency services initially arrived, the body was the other side of the fence, and we're not talking a little fence here, we're talking a good 4-foot fence.
Yeah.
And there was a window open to the building, and they thought he'd jumped out the building window.
Wow.
But that was a drugs retaliatory murder.
Okay.
He owed somebody some money.
Yeah.
And then we've got the 2 ladies that were stabbed in Solihull as well, and that also is not very far from here. If you continue up the road I live, it changes name 3 times, and then it's a road off to the right. So, you know.
And there was 2 ladies murdered.
Oh, yeah, 2 ladies murdered. They were even on the phone to the police at the time when one of them was killed.
And you think it's the same person?
Oh, they know who did it.
Is it the
It was
same
a brother
person?
and daughter, and it was the daughter's ex-boyfriend. They haven't caught him.
Right, okay. So
They know who he is. They found the van he was driving.
Yeah.
The murder weapon was in the van, but they haven't caught him yet. They think he was an Afghan refugee, and they think he's being hidden by his own community, I think is the word.
And so it was the Afghan people that were killed?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen that, because obviously they're making appeals about him showing his photo, saying he's an Afghan, etc. But from the names, they're certainly not British. Yeah.
Right, okay. Oh, well, there you go.
They all kicked off in a shisha bar.
All
And then he
right.
followed them home and killed them at home.
Well, you see,
They
they're
were
used to
both
those
on the
things.
front lawn.
They're used to those things back home, you see. That type of incidents.
No, we're certainly not used to that sort of incident.
No. Well, that's what's coming to you next week, next year, whatever.
And then, day before yesterday, in the early hours of the morning, they tried to break my next door neighbour's front door down. They lifted up the handle surround, snapped the lock off, pushed the lock back out the other side, and then got a screwdriver to open the door.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's got a dead simple flip down secondary device, and they couldn't get the door open. And they tried like Billy-O. Eventually, they decided that they'd spent too long there, and they ran off. But they were after the keys for his Mercedes.
Terrible.
Yep.
So there you go. Nice, quiet Solihull takes in an immigrant and says, welcome, and this is what's up.
He didn't live in Solihull. He lived in Birmingham, Spark Hill.
Right, okay. Okay, well, that's a shame. But I'm afraid there'll be more to come. Now, what can we speak about next? Let's look at Wonga. What do you think of Wonga?
Apart from they sponsor Newcastle United, and I hear stories about massive inflation, massive inflammatory interest rates.
Yeah.
If you're stupid enough to go and borrow money at thousands of % per annum, and then borrow another one to pay off the one you've already paid, you're bloody stupid, aren't you?
Yeah. Well, it's not that these people are stupid. The way it's presented, unfortunately, I'm not the most arithmetically best, but what these loans are meant to be are very short term. Get them out, pay them back quickly. So if this is getting viewed by anybody later or now, I've just learned about credit unions, and they're absolutely fantastic. You put in money, and then you can borrow money at a very low rate. And even banks are sending people to credit unions now to borrow money. And
well,
that's
credit unions have been around a long time in the US.
yeah, yes. So,
and they've been around for some time in the UK because most building societies effectively started life as credit unions anyway.
All right, okay. Well,
hundreds of years ago, but most of them actually did start where a group of people got together, paid in, so that people could buy things.
Yeah, well, that's interesting because out in my cycle run the other day, the guy said, one I know, one went bust, but a very strong one in Aberdeen. He says, my dad's basically the chief executive of it or something like that. And they've got a lot of money and they need to lend out money. And I said, well, you need to advertise it, and use Facebook and things and get the word known about it. And so another lady said, well, we had a flood and we used the credit union. And it was amazing, just in that small group, the people that knew about it. And there was another link as well with somebody I know as well worked at it. So it's quite interesting. Yet, I've only known about him since last year. And it looks to be a great thing. And instead of going to Bright House and places like that where you pay gazillions of %, go and find a credit union to buy your television, your white goods, and pay it back at a decent rate.
Yeah. Or get yourself an introductory credit card. You may pay 17 or 18% per annum.
Yes.
It's nothing compared to Wonga land.
Yeah, Wonga are just glorified sharks. Yeah. And so, and the funny thing is,
their own legs that are being bitten off by the shark now, aren't they?
And that was because of they had to pay back. So many people were claiming money back for them because the government said you've been charging too much for us, and everybody's claiming, and so it's something that the government got right, and they might not even have to pay their loans back if nobody buys them. If somebody doesn't buy Wonga, you don't have to pay your loan. So funny. Anyway, so that's that. What can we speak about now? What about energy drinks, John? Energy drinks.
Yeah, I gotta be careful what I say here because I don't mind the odd drop of Lucasade or various other bits and pieces. I'm not saying I spend a fortune on them, but I don't mind buying the odd one. As to banning them for children, how are they going to learn?
Well, the problem is with them, John. I mean, I've been listening to the radio this morning. They get so hyped up. One guy committed suicide because of them, and it's actually made me think of my coffee consumption because I take a lot of coffee now, and I've actually bought decaf coffees for a while, and trying to wean myself off coffee. But it's this young age that kids get them and they're advertised, give you energy, and they're also full of sugar, some of them. Although one brand is sugar-free. And it's actually not good for your heartbeat either. It can raise up your heartbeat too. So it's something that it's made me aware, and I will start drinking decaf where possible. What about you?
Well, I don't drink tea or coffee, so I don't have that much of a caffeine problem.
Okay.
I rather have a packet of soup than a
okay. So basically, So basically, so do you think it's a good thing in them kind of ban him or reduce their intake or what?
It depends on their age. Some stage they've got to be able to learn to make a decision for themselves, and we don't have to be a total nanny state, do we?
Do we? I mean, if you don't tell them or encourage them.
Yeah, but banning isn't telling or encouraging. It's
well, look at cigarettes. Cigarettes are now 20% of the nation smoke now. So was that good or about
us?
Pardon?
My wife smokes.
I know, but she's in the minority.
Time I've known her, she was going to give up when they got to 50 pence a packet. I think they're that's for tenner now.
That's right.
Couldn't stop if she wanted to.
But having said that, 20% of the nation, and here's another thing, talking about all these things, they said that the youngsters aren't drinking as much now.
Yeah, I mean, my eldest son doesn't drink much. If they go out, even though his other half doesn't drink at all, she just doesn't drink. He'll still be the driver, and he'll still not drink because he's the driver. Phil drinks and Alice drinks, but they don't drink much.
No. Well, I don't drink, and that's in November. That's like my 14th year. In fact, I think I've lost count. Might be more than that now, but so it doesn't really bother me.
I mean, I had a bottle of strawberry flavoured cider last night.
Yeah. That must
First alcoholic drink I'd had since Saturday. And when I only had a drink on Saturday because it was Celia's birthday party with all the family round.
Okay, that must have been a sweet drink.
Last Friday.
Was that a sweet drink?
Cider with the strawberry in, definitely.
Ugh, yuck, sounds horrible to me. I think we'll move on to the other subject. Now, what about Dyson? He's gears up.
I would never buy a Dyson product ever.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because he took all of his manufacturing from the UK and stuck it in the Far East to put more money in his pocket. So sod him. And now there's plenty of other lookalikes available for his products.
That's Europe for you.
What's Europe for us?
And be able to go away and move like that. He
moved everything to the Far East, so Europe didn't even come into it, you know.
Right, so Britain can punish him by putting in tariffs when he brings the stuff into Britain.
Yeah. Or we can punish him by not buying his products.
Got to say, we've got a Dyson non-wired one, and it picks up pretty well. What's the equivalent you know of? British manufacture, because we're going to have to buy British.
I'm just wondering where this one's made.
Who's that by? It's time you emptied it.
It does need emptying, you're quite right. But then I used it not long ago. This one's German.
Ah. See, you're still buying foreign.
Made in China.
Well,
it's an Aldi product. Well, though.
They'll be getting tariffed as well.
You know, rechargeable battery.
They'll be
getting tariffs. If we start charging tariffs to everybody, we won't get anybody buying our stuff.
Do you think we could set up a manufacturing base again for those type of products?
No, we've lost it. Too late.
So? Couldn't we come back with government initiatives?
One of the biggest areas for manufacturing.
Yeah.
It's gone. There's so many empty buildings now that used to be factories. It's not true.
Couldn't the government give initiatives or something for them to come back and start again?
Even if they did, we'd only get a small percentage. You know, there's some really big names that were in Birmingham that are no longer here, doing all sorts of diverse manufacturing. You know, Hose Lock, they made hoses and things in Birmingham, not anymore. You know, and all fittings. All that's gone Far Eastern, and it's just a warehouse now. Who else? Harrison Drape, curtain rail people.
Yeah, remember them.
Just a warehouse in the UK now.
Okay. What other big names are still? What other big names?
Gone. You know, Austin Rover gone. You know,
it's an opportunity for somebody to say, let's invest in Britain. Yeah, I like these British guys. Let's get a plant there and open up.
Well, you know, the Japanese have done it, haven't they, in Derby and Sunderland?
All right. There you go. So they must be selling cars, or they wouldn't. Far Eastern manufacturers. Yes, of course we do. Yeah. But
that's the other problem.
If they do a Trump and said, hey, if you're wanting that product that's made in the Far East, there's a Far East use tax stamp. You know, I'll put an end to it.
Before I went self-employed, which is 19 years next week, I worked for a company called Objectivity, a software house in Coventry.
Yeah.
And they had all the programming, everything in Coventry.
Mm-hmm.
The company has grown dramatically in that 19 years, and it's one of Microsoft's top developers in the UK now.
Right.
But the staff, 90% of the staff are in Poland.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay anywhere near as much. And they've got premises right next to the university that churns out all the clever people.
Yeah.
And they take it on, and they don't have to pay anything like they have to pay in the UK for very, very clever people.
Yeah. Very good. Well, there you go. Buy British.
There's lots of people that could be employed in the UK.
Buy British where possible. That's what I say. If you can, buy British if you can. Even the Aldi and things, they're saying buy British. They buy British stuff.
I mean, both of those are committed to British produce.
Yes, that's good. That's good to know.
But they're not committed to British-made, non-edible goods. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a proper term other than non-edible.
Yeah.
But I still enjoy shopping there. I bought a new toy at Aldi this week.
What
Do you want
did
to
you
see
get? Let me see, in case I need one. So this is the Aldi shopping line, people. We like the show. Ooh, Buck Zone. What have we got here? Is it a kettle?
It's a nail gun and staple gun.
Gee, they're dangerous. You could take somebody's
They
eye
are
out of them.
dangerous, but you can switch them to contact only mode so that you can't fire them at people.
Is it for nails only?
Staple gun. 80 quid.
Okay, so what are you going to use that for?
Cordless staple gun. I like making things, and I've currently got a project on where I'm going to construct a windbreak and a few other bits and pieces down my allotment, because my allotment is right opposite the road and all the wind channels up it. And hey, I've always wanted one, so it's an extra 140, 190 quid.
Yeah, there would have been no use to me whatsoever. But listen, I'd like to make an announcement. I just waved off my partner, Sheila, and my dog, Poppy. They're on their way to Gloucestershire to represent Scotland in the low jumping dog agility contest, because she's in the finals.
Did you say waved off?
I waved them off. They're away in the car.
Yeah, it sounded like laid them off.
All right. So,
you're sacked, Mrs. Go.
She doesn't make
bloody dog with you.
She doesn't make me tea. She gets waved off. But so they're away down there today. So that's me all weekend to my own.
Oh,
so that's right. Have you anything else to add, John? I've got a couple of other things here as well. You know.
Where's Lord Red? I mean, where is the man from Stoke?
He'll be away following Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah. So no, there's the.
I mean, he must be a happier man than he has been. His football team actually won a match this week.
Oh, right, okay. Is that right? Okay, we'll quickly pass on the football then. That's good. Nice to know.
They bought a guy called Berahino who didn't want to play for West Brom, who sort of went on strike, who'd been scoring bucket loads when he went for West Brom. It's taken him 20 months to score for Stoke. he was a fortune money-wise.
Wait a minute. So did he kind of go on strike where he was?
When he was at West Brom, he sort of went on strike, yes. He didn't turn up for training, and he fell out with Tony Pulis. So
right.
Tony Pulis punished him by making him train with the little boys.
Is that what he done? And how long was that for?
I don't blame him either. I'd have done worse than that, but no.
So how long did that last for?
I mean, some months.
Okay.
And then they sold him to Stoke.
Okay, so that'd hurt him. No, not playing in the big league. Yeah.
Too many fat checks going into the bank. Yeah. So what about the Dons? How are the Dons doing? Oh no, you don't follow football.
I don't really follow football. Government President Bank, Wonga, Pedia, One Dyson's.
I've heard a rumour,
right,
that some Irish superstars making an appearance on, was it Friday or Saturday in Aberdeen?
Saturday night. Yes. Big return. Yes, it's me. I'm going to be appearing at a bar singing. Well, I'm doing a karaoke actually.
I haven't quite.
What's
going to be there as?
I'm actually running a karaoke.
No, but aren't you going to be the Irishman? Because that's what I saw on the billing.
For the band, Louis Walsh lookalike Peter Stewart, it says.
Yeah. So Louis Walsh sings Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
I haven't quite worked that one out.
Yeah. It's just a lookalike singing Frank Sinatra stuff.
I'm
turning my heating down a bit. It's too hot.
Heating? I wish I had some heating.
No, this room's a bit cold, you see, in the mornings. It's
our central heating is out of action because yesterday they came to service the boiler and now it's got a do not use.
But yeah, listen, going back to Dyson, what he's doing in Wiltshire, because Stephen, it's his area, they're going to wait to look at doing an electric car. Yeah. So, do you know that I think there's going to be a spate of people getting knocked over by electric cars because they're so silent. They're going to have to put a noise into them in some way.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got quite a lot of Pyrus, I don't know how you pronounce it, as taxis round here, because of course they can plug them in at night and then in the morning they can go off and do, taxis. They only do short journeys, so they don't use a lot of fuel. Okay. And they're frighteningly quiet when they're in electric mode. Very,
very quiet. So what we're going to become is in the future a world of electric bikes and electric cars and probably other electric things as well.
And they're going to have pretend noises to make it sound like motor cars.
Yeah, it's the same as, remember when you had gas and the gas didn't smell but could cause you to die if it blew up or something. So they put a smell into the gas as well. Yeah. So that's interesting. That'll be, but the government will then have to, just the same as they've done with diesel, when everybody goes electric eventually, they'll say, now we're going to have an electricity tax for vehicles. That will happen because they've got to get the money somehow. They'll make too much money from tax and fuel.
I mean, that's another thing, I bought a diesel because of the £20 a year road fund licence.
Yes.
And it was low emissions.
Yes.
But now if I want to buy the same car with the same engine, bodywork's changed a bit, the interior's a bit smarter, the road tax is £160.
That's right.
You know, do they think we're mad?
And you won't get into London with it.
I don't want to go into London anyway. Now, funnily enough, they're looking at doing the same thing on the inner ring road here.
Right, okay.
As they do in London. So when you get to the inner ring road, you have to pay a tax when you hit the inner ring road, not inside it, but when you hit the inner ring road. That means anybody coming into town and then wanting to go round and out will get caught by a thing.
Wow.
Now, my car, because it's a diesel, even though it's ultra low emissions diesel, will be taxable. But my wife's car, which gives out the same level of emissions as mine, but because it meets the eco standard 6, will not have to pay to travel into town.
Wow, that's amazing.
But she's got a Korean car.
All right, okay.
A Kia.
All right. Yeah, I had a Kia. Kia at one point.
And I've got a French car.
Wow, amazing. There you go. So there you go, folks. Would you use an electric car? I'd be scared it'll run out of juice, to be honest with you.
I think I'll drive mine probably for another 12 months before I change it, and it'll be the longest I've ever kept a car.
Wow. I mean, no, I've got a van.
It went through 40,000 at the weekend, and it's 5.5, heading for 6 years old.
I don't even have a car. I've got a van. I use a van. John, if you were working,
you've got a commercial vehicle, so you don't have to pay any form of tax on that from an income.
No.
Do you? Same with my brother. You see, my brother has a one of these 4x4, not hatchbacks. I don't know what they call them.
Like a flatbed at the back.
Yeah, got a flatbed at the back.
Yeah.
And his excuse is he takes paintings into Birmingham city centre on the flatbed.
Well, there you go. It's all for a reason.
But it's double cabbed, so he can take the entire family out and go anywhere, because it's a big 4-wheel drive. It's a Ford F50 or something like that.
Yeah, Sheila's son's got one. John, if you were working for a company just now, right, and you were travelling into work every day in a train, say, would you class doing your emails on the train as working, being paid work? You wouldn't?
No. Even though I know there's a campaign at the moment to try and make that the case.
Yeah.
If you want to do work on the train, that's your prerogative.
Yeah.
Your employer doesn't make you do it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I mean, everybody in the world should just say, this is our working hours. We work 8 till 5. And we won't answer your emails until 8 o'clock. And if everybody knew that, fine.
Do you work 8 till 5, Peter?
I'm a self-employed man. I work all the time.
Yeah, same as me.
Yeah, but I haven't said.
What's a day off? What's paid holiday? You know.
I know. I haven't said that. My guys look at their emails at night and everything. I didn't force them. I asked them to take turns to doing it, and it's working out quite well. And so it's basically. But we've become a society that we can't get away from our work. When I'm abroad and things like that, I still look at emails. Do you, John, when you're on holiday?
Well, I have no choice, really, because there's only me, so I can't expect someone else to do it for me. Similarly, when I'm away, I have to make sure that the server and everything stays up.
That's right. So there you go. So we've both got our reasons why.
I have got a friend who I could trust to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't normally go abroad. So
yeah. I bet you there's employers out there. Somebody comes in the morning and says, why didn't you read that email I gave you at 10 o'clock last night? I bet you there's employers like that.
Yeah, well, they get the from me.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was sleeping in my bed at 9. you know. But no, there's some bullies out there, I would think, and this is why it's probably being brought up.
Yeah, and people don't understand how different it is being self-employed. I mean, I worked till almost 3:30 the other day in the morning because I'd had my dinner, come up here, started something, and it was flowing. And so I didn't want to stop until I finished the job.
Yeah.
But then I had the morning off, you know, and people say, well, that's stupid. Why don't you just work in the morning? And you try to explain to them that it doesn't work like that. If something's working and you can make it work, you just carry on, you know.
And that's why creative writers and things, they'll be up all hours writing a book, going, all right, and they've got it in their mind. And what I tend to do in marketing wise is I'll sit at home and I'll say, I wonder how many clicks I got my Facebook advert today, and I'll look on an app.
Excuse me, yawning.
Yeah. I'll say, I wonder how my Facebook, how my AdWords are doing. Wonder how they're getting on. And,
he's in charge today. I don't know. He's ruled by that bloody phone.
I know he's talking about
the phone. Mine is both of mine are on silent. I can't turn his off, can he?
Nope. Right. Okay. Well, I've been sat listening and enjoying. Can you hear me?
On a conference call.
Not the whole time. No.
Right. So have you come back as our leader now?
I'm just back. Peter's still working away. Now this came as a shock to me, simply because a 14-year-old girls in the UK self-harmed.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise to me as well. I mean, I've only had one daughter, so I don't, and she's nearly twice that age. But yeah, self-harming was quite a shock, really. 20%.
Totally. Yeah, I mean obviously there are multiple causes of this, but you got to think. I mean, we used to know what our kids were up to, but it's not as easy as that, is it?
Well, it's different. I mean, you know, when my daughter 14 years ago, mobile phones weren't that prevalent. Yeah. Internet wasn't that, you know, internet was there, but not as big a part of life as it is today. So, yeah, I just shocked, to be honest.
Right.
So we're talking about 5th of 14-year-old girls in the UK. This includes Scotland. Were self-harmed.
Doesn't surprise me. It's quite. I've actually went into places, right, and I can't help it. I've seen people serve me, right, and I've looked at that. For some reason, I've noticed that slashed to pieces, you know, and just cut all up them, you know. There's a lot of self-harm going on.
I've got a scar on my wrist here.
Yeah.
It was self-harming, but it wasn't intentional. I slipped with a Stanley knife and it went into my arm.
Ooh.
I'm very fortunate that it went that way and not that way.
Oh, made me shiver right away. Let's move on. I don't like that subject. Yuck.
Cutting carpet.
No, hence get a proper carpet cleaner. No, what's this Facebook watch video services? What's all that about? Do you know?
I've no idea.
Right.
Absolutely no idea. Where's our leader? Come back, leader, and tell us all about it.
On your mobile phone, and I just happen to have a new one.
Yeah.
On your mobile phone, if you go onto Facebook, you'll find a little icon at the top, which is, it looks like a YouTube icon, and it's a video icon. And what you can actually do is, I'll hold this up to the screen and I will go full. Is you can watch 24/7 Facebook live videos, because what they've done is, if you follow a page, I'll come back to everybody now. If you follow a page, then you can see all their videos. Yep.
Right.
Okay. So giving even greater prominence to videos. So if you follow BeLive in 5, then you can actually, on Facebook Watch, see all the BeLive in 5 videos.
Ah, right.
Okay.
So people,
if you follow the
on your
if you follow the Talkinator, you can see all the Talkinators videos.
Yeah. Very good. I like that. Because I'll tell you why I like it. This week is unbelievable. I was in getting some new bicycle kit, and young guy was serving me. And eventually he looked at me and he said, "Are you the guy from Aberkill?" I says, "Yeah." He says, "My mother loves your videos." I says, "Really?" "Yeah." And he was chatting away. And you'd be surprised how many people mention those videos. So yes, I must get more videos done for my pest control business. I must get it done. Just getting the time.
True. And we say hello to Nazim in Milan. And Nazim is saying that he hasn't got Facebook Watch in Italy yet.
Okay.
But it is rolling out, and it works very well.
Are we getting it in the UK?
The link is very subtle. You could miss it if you didn't deliberately look for it.
Well, there's no description on it, is there? It's just a...
No. When we're in... Why is my Facebook gone so small?
Right, I'll look at mine.
All right, okay.
So
it's
just
the third icon across in the second row.
when you watch a video?
No, when you just log in. I see you've got the phone. The phone was ringing.
I've got my phone there. So
Yeah.
What do I do now?
Just
At the
go
top.
to Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
You've got the blue band. And
Got it.
underneath
see
the
it.
blue band, there is a row of icons. And the third one in is like a TV with a arrow on it, which looks
Right.
rather YouTube-ish.
Yeah. That's interesting. So
Like that, you get suggested videos, one of which, well, for me, has Stephen on it.
right.
That's good. The system works.
And you can also go to you've also got a watch list. That you
That's
can
it.
click. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can say see all, and I can see BeLive TV, content makers.
Yeah.
Look, there's our leader, look, next to
Hang on.
another gentleman
Let me
who
put you full
can
screen.
actually go.
Obviously,
Oh,
I watch a lot of news.
Debate. That's what it says.
Wow.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of news channels by the looks of it. I'll have a look at that later. Does any of you watch NAS Daily?
No, tell us about it, Peter.
Well, NAS Daily is a young man that travels the world, NAS Daily. And he does 1 minute. And he goes to all sorts of places all over the world, meets people, and they're good. I like the videos. In the end, you'll say, blah, 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 and that's 1 minute. See you tomorrow. And it's really good videos because you're meeting the people from all over the world. Incidentally, speaking about meeting people in their places, I've never had a look at this people show yet, your place or something. How's it going? Stephen?
Oh, I live here.
Yes, how's it going?
It's going very well. We've done 3 episodes. Fonz has been to Cambridge, to Cambridge Science Park, and to Royston. And we're getting people very involved. And we're going later in September, we're off to San Diego and to California as well. So all looking good. And it works. I mean, if Fonz has a good signal, then everything's okay.
Ah, right.
He's got to have a good signal. If he goes out of reach, then we do have problems. But on the whole, I mean, yesterday, Tuesday, the last 30 minutes was just perfect.
So does he stay in one type of area? Does he say go to an area and say this is, or does he travel about?
Each show is dedicated to one area.
Yeah.
And it's an area that he knows something about, so he can give a guided tour. And yesterday, he was in Royston, which is in Hertfordshire, and he started off on Sun Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Sun Hill is the place where the creator of the bill was born.
Ah, right, okay.
Oh, hence Sun Hill Police
Some
Station.
help. Yeah.
Correct. So you learn all sorts of things that you really want to know by watching the I Live Here show, because you get to know who's associated with what. So we found out how the bill started. Catching up with Nazim. Nazim is asking about the weather. It's sunny
today.
It's sunny.
It's sunny, and it's going to stay sunny.
So, Stephen, you mentioned you had a new phone. What is it?
It's a Samsung. It's a Samsung, but it's a J6. No way am I paying 800 quid for a phone. This was 200.
Was it? Where'd you get that?
This is my nice new one.
And what's that one?
A Huawei P20.
Oh, Huawei. That's Chinese. Thanks for buying British.
Samsung's Korean.
I know. I've got a Chinese phone.
Photos are unbelievable.
I'll tell you what I did like about the Samsung that's £800. If you're actually on your bike or something and you want to hear the music, it's actually got a stereo option. You click a button and it puts out stereo. It was very good. I was impressed with it. But I ain't buying £800 for phones again, you know.
Can you see 2 speakers on the bottom?
Yes, that's good. I got a OnePlus for £5.99, amazing Android phone. I've got the One Touch 5, and I got a special carrier from the bike, and I went over the first bump, and it came out, went up, and fell flat in its face and smashed.
Oh dear.
It's quite a bit larger than the S7.
Right.
But it's a lot thinner than the S7. You can't really see.
Yeah. Well, similarly, the One Touch Plus 6 is now similarly the biggest seller in India. That's where it's working well.
Yeah, and Nazim's just got one as well.
Yeah, amazing phones. They're really good. But again, they're Chinese. They're Chinese make. So if there's any tariffs to be put on and things like that, I could be in trouble. Okay, so where did we get to? Is that you back now, Stephen, or are you just finishing the show with us, yeah?
I'm just finishing the show with you. I'm happy to be sat here. And we've talked about most of this. Well done, Pete. And
there's a severe shortage of teachers. Now, I know this because my cousins, when they were 35 years old, I think they left the oil industry in Aberdeen to become teachers. And they thoroughly enjoyed it until the latter years. Now, they're both 58 and 59, and they have just taken retirement. They've had enough.
And they're not alone, are they? I mean,
no. Yeah. Teachers are staying about 5 years. I was listening to this on the radio, because the kids are ill-disciplined. They're getting away with murder, and they're just not interested, a lot of them. Yet I've got to say, I wasn't the greatest as well, but the teachers they're just not happy in their jobs. With all the documentation and if there be social workers, etc., and they're expected to get the kids up to a standard. Because they said to my cousins, right, you need to get this in place. And they said, well, where's the training for this new way you do things to get it in place? They says, you'll just have to work your way around it. He says, so you're not giving us any training then to do it. And the unions didn't even help them. And that's what's happening to them. And they'll even take kids out of school and expel them when it comes to exam time so their school looks good.
Oh yeah, I read that story too.
Because they've never taken the exam, so it doesn't show. It's a disgrace. A disgrace. Totally.
To be ruled by exam results.
Teachers, the most important people in your life.
Along with doctors and nurses.
Yeah, but they've been taught by teachers to become doctors and nurses.
Chicken and the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the doctors and nurses brought the teachers into the world.
Yeah. But the teachers were there first.
Hang on. We're having a horse cart discussion on here. Which came first, the horse, the cart? Yeah.
But who taught the... yeah, okay. We could go around.
Listen, have you ever done that to a kid? I remember doing it to my kids. Who's come first, the chicken or the egg? And I used to love my kids. The chicken, this is, but it had to be an egg. And they would go, well, it'll be the egg. But a chicken had to lay the egg. And it would go like this for ages. Used to do their head in. It's amazing, isn't it?
Truly, it is.
So, yes.
Right.
No.
You've covered today, just to wind back, clams were big today. The clam wars. Alex Salmon resigning for the sake of the party. Life in Solihull, which is, well, changing. Buying British, which we should all do. And self-harm. And then getting paid for reading your emails on the way to work. And Dyson. No, this is good because this is employment in Wiltshire, John. We've got to construct this track for them to test the cars on. So, you know, this is all right. He may once have sent everything abroad to me, but his Wiltshire headquarters are, well, first an invention central because they do some wonderful work there. Just to counter what was said earlier. Wonga, payday loans. They're being taken to court by a lot of people for various things, and they can't afford to pay back, or they can't afford if they lose the cases. So there you are. You have a busy morning and energy drink bans, and this has been Blabbing for Britain, episode 141. John.
Wow.
Len John Rose.
What?
Name should mean something to Stephen. Burnley player for a very long time.
Yes. Tell me more.
Sorry?
Tell me more.
He's got a motor neurone disease.
Oh. So.
But there's a really great interview with him on the BBC. So I'll post that in the thread, and perhaps you might want to go and have a listen. It's a radio interview, but it's I enjoyed listening to it. Is the wrong thing because the band's not very well, but it was a great interview with a former Burnley player. Anything else? Doing anything exciting today?
Well, yesterday was that. Last night was the Devisers Confetti Battle, which is the only one that still takes place in the UK. So that was good. And this weekend we're out and about.
All right.
Yourself?
Because confetti, you can hardly ever use it these days because most churches have banned confetti.
Yeah.
No bugger ever clears up after themselves.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to know more about it, I'll just try and find a link and just a minute to the Devisers Confetti Battle. And if you want to know more about it, then just follow this link. Okay, so I posted a link and we're coming up to the hour.
The hour? The sacrosanct hour? What was that?
That was me hitting a button and talk radio come on. Somebody that I hate come on. James O'Brien.
Not James Whale.
No, James O'Brien.
All right.
I listen to him because I hate him.
We've done our hour.
Wow.
Time for us to go. It was good to have Stephen back for the last part. instead of that wild Scotsman rambling on. You know, don't forget, if you're in Aberdeen on Saturday, it's your opportunity to see Louis Walsh sings Frank Sinatra. If you go onto Peter's Facebook, there's a link telling you where and when.
Yeah.
So it's goodbye from me, it's goodbye from him, and it's goodbye from him. But they might be down there, they might be over there, they might be up there, they might be somewhere else. We'd look forward to seeing you on 142 next Thursday. Bye.